All right, so understanding how to use the artist tool, a viewfinder. And so our viewfinders are already pre-made for us, and you'll notice they kind of look like a ruler, and we need to understand how to use this ruler. So what you're going to do is you're going to receive a 2-inch square from me. What you want to do is you want to place that inside your viewfinder so that you can see where things are. And then you're going to get a 4-inch square from me to practice. And so we're just basically doubling the size of this 2-inch square into a 4-inch. So then, just for the practice part, you want to trace your square. And then you want to kind of set up your paper, kind of like your viewfinder. So we have, the first one is a half. So half of 4 is, good, should say 2. So I want to go around and mark all my 2's. All right, a quarter. Well, a quarter is a half of a half. So what's half of 2? Well, that should be 1. So then I'm going to come in at every inch and make my quarters. So you notice doesn't matter, I'm changing basically where my ruler lines up. But if you know where inches are, you should be alright. I'm going to make that a little longer just so I know that that's the half. Alright, and I have one more marking, and this would be an 1/8. And so an 1/8 is half of a 4th. So if I go ahead and do that, so half of what I already have, so if this is my inch, right, because an inch is half, so here's my half, here's my 4th, I'm taking half of the space that's left. Half of the space that's left, since this is an inch, is at the 1/2 inch mark, every 1/2 inch. So again, because we're on a 4-inch, we're marking at every 1/2 inch. I know that sounds a little confusing, but I'm just taking half of what's left. So again, I have an inch, so I'm just taking half of what's left in the space. Now that I have my viewfinder, so the way this works is that I'm looking for lines that I can draw and transfer. So this guy right here kind of starts at the 4th and he kind of ends right almost at the 4th. And so I'm just going to kind of transfer the line I see. It looks something like that. Over here in this corner, you're going to have to play around with your lines for a little bit and see how you do. But you start to transfer what you see. Alright, so this guy, well, I'll go ahead and do this guy over here. So he's kind of starting here and he ends up here. And so I'm just kind of trying to draw what I see. And then this guy comes down. So he starts here, and it gets kind of skinny, so something like that. And then he's got 2 lines that come off of it, like so. And so essentially, all we're doing is we're going around and we're looking for how we can put these lines in. So if you look at this one, kind of starts just below the 1/8, goes to that eighth and then starts to bend down. So if I start just below, work at a diagonal, and then he goes down somewhere over there. And he starts to go back up, and then he's almost straight at that point. And so you just kind of start to play around with your lines. You transfer everything you're seeing. Sometimes you might need to get your ruler out so you can see clearly where a line might be. So anyways, and you can just continue to draw until you transfer the entire image.